I haven't posted in over a week, but don't worry, I've been busy. I definitely haven't been sitting around. The garden's been taking up a lot of my time. Every morning about 6 a.m. I get started on tending to the weeds, watering, and I'm still fighting that gopher. It's not a single gopher. I've already eliminated 3 of them, but they continue to return. Every time I get one of them, it's like prime real estate, and a new one moves right in and starts tearing up the yard in a different spot. So that's been a fun little hassle. We haven't purchased tomatoes in probably over 2 weeks. The amount of tomatoes that I'm getting every morning is starting to become, interesting. It's really fun to see how much those plants really start to produce after they get established. So every morning I take the basket out there and I return with at least, like a quarter pound of tomatoes. And recently in the bowl, even after making dinner or salsa, I still have a pound of cherry tomatoes left over in the refrigerator that I'm trying to prevent from spoiling. So that's been really cool. Tomato production has been great. We had jalapenos coming out our ears, so we just recently ran out of jalapenos, and because I transferred the jalapenos from inside to outside, they didn't tolerate that transplant very well, so they're still recovering. So right now, no pepper productions at the current moment. We did already get a harvest of radish. So believe it or not, within 30 days from seed, we were able to actually harvest a good 12 to 14 radishes. We cut them up, did a quick pickle, and ate them with barbecue chicken sandwiches one night. So that was really cool as well. I kept seeds down. Every week I was putting new seeds down. So we have radishes growing at different stages right now. So hopefully we can keep a continuous flow of those before June comes and heats up everything to where nothing likes to grow. Besides the garden, I've been working on my little side freedom project, which is the fuel tank restoration on my vehicle. I have an older truck that Ford no longer likes to sell the tank for. And in the current state and city that I live in, it's required to pass emissions testing with my vehicle every 2 years. And these Ford fuel tanks are plastic, and they have plastic vent valves on the top of them, which is plastic welded. So you have two plastic pieces that are bonded by heat, and here in Arizona we have nothing but heat. So over time those welds weaken and the tank leaks. I have went down there and sprayed it, put glue on it, about every single thing that you could think of to prevent that tank from leaking and causing that check engine light, which then makes me fail the emissions test. So I was able to get by for the last 4 years by using glues and adhesives, Flex Seal, stuff like that. And now it's got to a point to where no matter how many times I spray it or how many layers of JB Weld I put on there, I cannot get it to hold. So I've spent the last few years looking for a used fuel tank, going to different junkyards around Arizona, and here in Arizona they drill a hole in the fuel tanks, all of them. As soon as they get them, they have to, it's like required by law or the city code, however you want to put it, they have to drill a hole through the tank. And it's a massive hole. It's not a tiny hole. It's like really big hole, about the size of, like 3/4. It's pretty big. I don't know how to explain the hole, but it's a big hole. It's hard to patch. So long story short, I've been looking to outsource to different states. We anticipated on having to drive and like pick one up right from a different location that isn't in Arizona, but never could find one. Well, one night I was just randomly making dinner, and out of nowhere I just had an impulse thought, like, hey, Google the fuel tank, see if there's something new. And I Googled it and found one at a website called Shop Earl. It's a Shop Earl. So if you guys ever need any parts, check them out. It's SHOPEARL. Now, I was super hesitant and scared because it is like a third-party vendor. They're just like a broker. They connect you with different yards that are pulling the parts themselves and then selling them to people like me who really need them. And it was $700 for a used fuel tank. I found a couple of other ones that the individuals were only asking like $150, but they wouldn't send me pictures. They wouldn't like cooperate or do, anything that I was asking of them in the emails. Like they weren't interested in my business or whatever. So finally got this guy named Michael at Shop Earl to communicate with me. He was able to get the owner of that yard to send me a picture of the tank. It had all the lines I wanted. It was the right size. I didn't even hesitate. I just went, grabbed the Discover card, grabbed it, got it ordered. About 2 days later, they sent me the tracking information. Every time I would try to track it, it would say that the tracking information didn't work. So I was like, what's going on? Emailed the company Shop Earl, didn't say anything. So I reached out to that one sales guy that I was talking to, Michael, and he was able to determine that I was not given the correct carrier. So I pulled up the correct carrier, which was some company called like CFFS Logistics, something like that. And really great company. They were so professional. They literally brought a semi-truck. I'll show a quick little clip. A semi-truck to my neighborhood and delivered this fuel tank on a pallet. It was plastic wrapped, wired down. They really just did a good job. They went above and beyond. For the money spent, I was happy with my experience. And for once, I didn't have to call and complain and make a big deal about situation because it wasn't as promised. Everything was what they said it was plus. So I was super happy, got this tank. And then I needed to start the next part of this adventure, which was ordering the plastic air welder to fix parts of the tank that are weak spots, so that way in the future that this tank that I got doesn't leak, right? Ooh, you don't even want to know how that went. So I find out that this plastic air welder, for a really good one could be like $1,200. And then for a really cheap one, it's like $60 to $80 at Harbor Freight. So I found a nice middle point, which is a VEVOR, VEVOR air welder. And I found that Lowe's had it, and they had it at the best price. So I was like, you know what, let me order from Lowe's. I shop with them. I'm like a silver tier member, got free shipping, all kinds of stuff. Get this thing ordered. A week goes by, and they have my order just sitting there in like a delayed status, never providing tracking information, never updating the order. So I've called them like 3 times over the course of a week just to see what's going on. And they're giving me a rundown that is through a third-party vendor. Essentially, they're just shipping this item, and they don't know where it's at. They don't have any control over it, don't know why. So today, finally, I go on the website, VEVOR, and find that they have that same air welder on sale from the direct website for $130 instead of $170, free shipping. I'm like, man, I'm just going to order this from them directly. So placed that order. They had it shipped within hours. I still have I haven't got my money back from Lowe's. They submitted a case to cancel the order, which they proactively suggested that I should cancel the order on their own. I did not ask them to do that. And they're making me wait like a 10-day waiting period for a response. And also for a refund to be initiated, and then it could take an additional 3 to 4 days after that 10-day waiting period to get a refund. So super weird, not really happy with Lowe's drop shipping items and then having no control over my funds and or how the order is being processed. That sucked. But long story short, didn't give up. Found the air welder from the direct supplier at a better price. So in the future, if you're ever thinking about buying something through third party, just try to go to the horse's mouth. Just get it straight from those individuals, because that's probably going to save you a headache. It's been a course, like I said, over a week. I've been able to get the fuel pump, gaskets. I'll show a couple clips. I went to the junkyard and found some hoses that I needed that I ended up, severing and damaging on my truck a while ago when I was doing repairs on the truck. I was able to find those lines. So from the start of the emission system all the way to the outlet where exhaust, right? Where it has it's not the actual exhaust itself. It's like a breather tube that comes off of the carbon air filter box that a solenoid opens up, and it actually allows your system to release pressure and fumes when it's appropriate. So all the way from the end point of that emission system to the beginning, right where it connects to the two fuel lines coming from the engine bay, I'm replacing. It's going to be all restored. I'm doing all new lines. They're used lines. It's a used lines, used tank, but I'm restoring everything and making it like new. Finding it on vehicles that weren't abused and then making it like new and putting it on. And you wouldn't even want to see how the top of my current tank looks with all the glue and JB Weld, and it's horrific. So I'll try in between little parts of this video where I'm talking to include little pictures of the tank, and I can show you the cleanup process so far where we've got. And yeah, like I said, just been really busy. Sorry that I haven't been on here. I know when you're uploading on YouTube, it's like a good thing for not only your viewers, but also the algorithm to post consistently, right? To be on here consistently. But I just really haven't been feeling myself. I've been kind of down in the dumps, just mentally, physically, trying to just stay busy and pull myself out of that, because that doesn't help anything, right? Feeling down. So I hope everybody's been doing well. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed so far. We're almost to 50 subscribers. I don't think that's too bad for a channel that's only 4 weeks old. I've been appreciative to the, not only like the conversations, but people on here also share tips and open my eyes to things that I didn't think of. Like if I share a topic and what I know about it, it doesn't matter. You guys always tell me something that I didn't think of yet. And that's kind of what I enjoy most about the whole YouTube situation, is you could be a sponge and kind of soak up everything. Like you learn a lot. I'm pretty sure you've sat there and like talked to somebody about your problems before, and then like when you're done talking, before they even talk, you're like, oh, I kind of figured out the answer to my own things and stuff. And if anybody's been here watching, you know that I had a beard. I did shave my beard. When I get all weird, I start getting in these little like moods, and I get like super irritable, and then my face gets all itchy and just like, it's just uncomfortable. I feel like a little like an old man, stupid. I don't know. Just start feeling weird sometimes, and I'll just like start over and shave it down. Feel weird after I shave it. Everybody in the house was laughing at me and stuff. But it's all good. It is what it is. It grows back. Now I guess over the course of these videos, you guys will be able to not only listen to me blab, but you'll be able to see the garden grow and my beard grow at the same time. But all right, if you're still here, thank you for listening. If you can, please like and subscribe to this video. When people like and subscribe and comment, kind of makes it more enjoyable, right? It's more interesting. Obviously, I'm doing this for personal reasons, but if it could grow into something better, bigger than what I anticipated, then that would be amazing too. And the only way to get to that point is with your help. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now. Stay measured. Stay free.